We have 7 generations before us, maybe more, but 7 that we know of pain. If they have chosen not to heal that trauma, it continues in our families. Unhealed pain and trauma travels through families until someone is willing to feel it in their bodies. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I have had such an incredible time already getting to interview some people who have made such an impact, who have amazing stories, and been able to open up myself a little bit more through this podcast, which is something that I have been wanting to do and wanting to be brave and challenge myself to do. But isn't it funny how putting something into action is so much harder than keeping that dream in your head? The dream sometimes feels safer when it stays inside. Sometimes a lot of dreams go our entire lives without being fulfilled. And today I want to remind you that the dreams in your heart are worth pursuing. I have had the feeling and need to create instead of consume, to tell people about all the different layers of my own personal story from when I was born, even before I was born, into being now 42. Right now, I'm in a hotel room in Palm Beach, Florida. I am becoming a neuro identity practitioner. Yes, I still own my salons, but I want to tell you why I'm becoming a practitioner in this practice. Because when you realize that you have lived as a tiny, small version of who you could be, and quite possibly only have been a mirror to everyone else around you, to be a mirror for their emotions, to be a mirror in a home for their feelings, to be the person that would save other people, and truly almost forget that you are even living your own life. When you wake up to that, it's difficult to figure out, okay, well, where do I go from here? From my own past and childhood trauma, from the loss of my daughter during pregnancy, and my own near-death experience during that time, realizing that the pain doesn't go away, that pain still stays in your body and kind of consumes you. It consumes your decisions, your feelings, your lens that you see the world with. It consumes your relationships because all of that pain comes with you everywhere you go. So when I tried therapy is great because I can talk about things, but I am a processor, someone, well, that was silly to say. Of course, everyone processes things. I am someone who works things out in my own head. I have thousands of conversations in my head without anyone having a clue what they are because I'm constantly going over things, asking how could they have gone better? Why did this happen? Stuck very much in the why. And then I got into breathwork. And from someone who experienced abuse as a child, for someone who was never safe and has been fighting to create safety in her businesses and in her home, which I have, thank you, God, I have that in my home. But I never became safe in my own brain, mind, and body. The pain cracked open when I almost died and I lost my daughter. But I couldn't gather the strength to feel it all. It was all too consuming. And instead, my body did its job and tried hard just to keep me alive. And isn't that a wonderful thing that our minds do? Is our mind tries to protect us from the things that it thinks that we can't handle. It tries to protect us from feeling all of that pain that we have buried deep inside that we might not remember, that we might not be able to put a name to, that might not even be ours. It could have been passed down for generations. But that pain has to go somewhere. It's either going to our physical bodies and creating and manifesting disease and anxiety and depression. It's manifesting hopelessness. It's manifesting stress and problems in our relationships. It makes us easily triggered. It comes out no matter how hard we try to hide it. There is no fully hiding the pain. Some people's pain, you can see it immediately on their faces. And some people are really great at masking. And there's another group that I think that isn't acknowledged as much. And that's the group of people who have had to mask their entire lives so they didn't even know they were. They lived in survival since they were young children. So becoming a different version doesn't seem possible because all they have been is in survival for their whole lives. So realizing that they're masking is not an easy thing to do. Sometimes in unraveling this mask of mine, I have pondered, like, who am I really then, without the need to stay tied into the stories of who made me who I am, of who I have been my entire life. And through now not just breath work, through nervous system safety, through somatic movement and body work, through tapping and breath work, not that much talking, I have been able to uncover things that felt when they were coming out, like, again, another death, like the pain so big I didn't think I could possibly bear it. But when I let myself feel that and move through it, I can tell you with 100% certainty that the pain went away. Pain that I had felt and been tethered to for almost my entire life. Things that felt bigger than me, things that felt like they were going to consume me and overtake me. I have been able to feel them and let them go. I would like to say that in that time, it has not been a pleasant, wonderful journey. It has been ugly and it has been confusing. But you know what it hasn't been? It has not been bringing me back to where I once was. It has allowed me to move through these intense, all-encompassing feelings that I never thought that I could possibly feel because the pain felt too great to bear. It allowed me to move them out of my body, and they never came back. Now, does it mean that I haven't uncovered more? No, there are so many layers to us as humans, right? We don't just have our own layers that we know and don't know about. We have 7 generations before us, maybe more, but 7 that we know of pain. If they have chosen not to heal that trauma, it continues in our families, right? It continues through our bodies, through our mother's DNA. Pain, unhealed pain and trauma travels through families until someone is willing to feel it in their bodies. So through this training that I've been doing and with my coach and in group training, to not only heal the things that I have had hidden in me and kept me so small in my own life and truly kept me in a state of survival and in patterns that I didn't even know were there. patterns of pleasing, of self-denial, patterns of saving everyone but losing myself. I've been training to become a neuro identity practitioner and continuing to go deeper in this work. It is such an honor, in my opinion, to be someone who is getting out of survival mode, because so many women and people in general go their entire lives never knowing that they have a choice in their own life. So I want to remind you that the things you try to keep hidden are going to live in your body until you give it permission to feel it. And the first step is making it safe and telling your body that you can take the pain, because your mind is going to try to keep you from feeling bad. It's going to try to keep you from ever feeling the pains of what held you into the traumas in the past. But you become such an incredible, full-bodied human being when you give yourself permission to move out of survival. Your brain becomes more clear. Your desires become more clear. You become someone who can handle being visible, someone who can handle the spotlight, someone who can show up and say, these are my needs in her own relationship, and someone who can know that even though they aren't sunshine 100% of the time, they are a whole weather system that deserves to be felt, deserves to be seen in their own lives, and their pain deserves to be healed, not just for yourself, but for the generations that come after you. I want you to know that it is possible. It is possible to feel the things that broke you. It is possible to heal, and it is possible to let them go. I am living proof that you can go through so much trauma and end up still a lighthouse on the other side, not just for everyone around you, but for yourself. You deserve to heal. Your significant other deserves you to heal, so that as you show up fully as yourself, they see that they can also show up fully as themselves and still be loved. Your children deserve you to be healed, because they want and need to see you happy and not trying to be happy, genuinely, truly happy. You deserve to be the softest, lightest, loving, most fulfilled version in this lifetime. In this lifetime, remember, you are not too late. You are definitely not too broken. You have choice in this lifetime. The courage is somewhere deep inside of you. And I believe that if you're listening to this right now, you are ready to feel what needs to be felt. I love you all. I'll talk to you next time.